back, and in today's video we're going to do a mic'd up session. So I'm going to bring you to the gym and I'm just training like a calisthenics basics session. So pull-ups, dips, push-ups, all the good stuff. And I thought what I could do is on each exercise, I'm going to give away a little secret hack or a secret tip. It's not really secret, but a little bit of information that will help you with your basics. I've been doing this session now for a couple of weeks and kind of like pulled back on all of my skill work, just doing a little bit of skills at the beginning if I'm feeling good. But today I think I'm just going to do all of my basics. I think 4 or 5 exercises maximum. And yeah, thought I'd take you along, give you a little bit of information. Oh, I'm throwing pre-workout all over me. I've just tried this pina colada flavor pre-workout from Naked Harvest. It's the Olivia May collaboration, and it actually tastes like a cocktail. Okay, let's stop chatting, let's get to the gym. Okay, I'm just editing this and the audio is not great, okay? My first time doing a mic'd up workout, so you can tell I'm really nervous as well. I sound so bored and unbothered, so I do apologize about that to start with. But also there's certain points where I've had to like isolate my voice from the, audio, because the music in the gym is so loud. But then also the voice isolation software has picked up the person who's singing in the song, so it just sounds like there's like a wailing cat behind me as well. So I do apologize, the audio is not great. Something I need to learn and work on a little bit more, but also I am having a really good time. I think I was just really nervous, so I'm sorry if I look and sound just like a raging bitch, to be honest. But anyway, I will let you see what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna warm up, and like I said in the intro, I'm just going to be doing basics today, and I'm not going to bother doing any skill work. But if I was going to be doing skill stuff, I would do it at the beginning of the session after I've warmed up, and then I'd go into the basics as kind of like the workout. It was weightlifting. You would start with your compound movements, or the movements that take the most energy. So for calisthenics, that is usually skill work, and then move into the more like the workout part of the session, which is then going to be, well, for me today it's pull-ups, negative pull-ups, dips, pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, and then pike compressions. So nice and simple, but it hits everything that we need to do. Okay, so we're gonna start with pull-ups. My first hack, which I think is not that secret, is use chalk when you're doing your pull-ups. Like the issues that I'm going to talk you through in this video is all of the common things that I get from the Cali Club members. So a lot of them say that their grip will go before their actual strength, if that makes sense. So they can't get anywhere with their pull-up training because of their grip. And there's things you can do to train your grip strength, but something that you can do immediately is grab yourself some chalk. And a lot of gyms don't like you to have powder chalk, which is fair enough because it's very, very messy. But liquid chalk is so good. And my other big hack, I'm acting as though I'm revealing secrets to everything, but people are always waving their hands around waiting for the chalk to dry. Just blow on it and it immediately dries. Okay, so before I actually get into my pull-ups, I'm just gonna do a little bit more of a warm-up. I'm just gonna hang. Some little scapular shrugs. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 5 sets of pull-ups. Last time I think I did 5, 5, 4, 3, 3. Yeah, really bad, I know. So I'm gonna try and go for 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. That's what I'm going to try and do. When you're doing your pull-ups, don't just go for your max all the time. Try and reserve a little bit, because otherwise if you go all out on your first set, because obviously 5 is not my max, but if you go out all on your first set, you won't have anything left to do for your other sets. Okay, that wasn't terrible. Clothes are slowly coming off. Okay. Let's look at hack number 1 or tip number 1. So while I've still got energy and haven't done all my sets yet. So a lot of people say that they struggle with that bottom part of the pull-up, like actually initiating the pull-up. And you'll see that like scapular pull-ups is always a suggestion of an exercise when you're trying to learn your pull-up. So this is what scapular pull-up is. You're gonna hang, you're gonna engage your lats and then come back down again. Engage your lats and come back down. So when you're engaging your lats, this is obviously the big back muscles here. And then people tend to forget about that. And then when they go for their pull-up, they're trying to pull just with the arms, okay? The scapular pull-up should be the start of the pull-up. You want to use those big back muscles because your arms are not going to be strong enough to pull yourself all the way up, or you're going to find it difficult to get yourself all the way up. So always think to do the scapular pull-up first. So we're going to engage, then pull from there. And it's a much stronger pull-in position than trying to be down here and just bending the arms. It's really hard to actually get up in the pull-up there. So that is hack number 1. Holy shit. Okay, I've just done 2 sets of 4. I've got 1 set left. Try and get 4 reps again. Oh god. Holy shit. My 4th set actually felt like the best one. It wasn't too bad, so that was better than I did last time. Oh, and that's the whole point. Just do a little bit better than last time. But also, if you don't do better every time, that's totally normal. The frustrating thing about calisthenics, it's not like weightlifting where you can just each week add a little bit of weight on, do another rep, and kind of see that linear progress. Oh, sorry about breath. So it can be a little bit frustrating, but as long as you're kind of trying to keep track of what you're doing and don't get too disheartened when it does kind of go the other way. Okay, now we've got the worst one, which is negatives. So we're gonna jump up to the top of the rep and just control down as slow as you can. I try and do like an 8 to 10 second negative. And with this, what I'm really trying to do is focus on not letting my shoulders come up. When you're doing your pull-ups, you actually want to really try and keep the shoulders down because that will keep the lats engaged better. And it can be really hard if you've got weak sort of scapular mobility. It can be really hard to keep the I can't even speak, to keep the shoulders down. So doing it with a negative is a really good way of like trying to feel that engagement without the difficulty of a full pull-up. Like I said, I'm going to really try and focus on not letting those shoulders come up. You can also set this up on a barbell so that you can literally just step into the pull-up and lower down, because like the jumping up, even though it's easier, it does add an element of intensity to it, so you can just set it up so that you're at the right height. Okay, I'm only going to go for 4 reps, and I'm going to go as slow as I can. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. Okay, negatives are a really great exercise if you haven't even got your first pull-up as well. So you can use them as strengthening for if you do have your pull-ups, but also if you don't have them, great exercise to use. Okay, next up is dips. Oh, those negatives are so hard. Okay, so the biggest mistake or the thing that I see that most when people are struggling with the dips is because they're actually just trying to go straight up and down. So what I mean by that is if I try and go straight down this way, like there's nowhere for me to go here, right? So what you actually need to do is lean forward. So ideally, you want your elbow to stay above your wrist, and your shoulders are going to come forward at this 90-degree angle. Now, this can be quite hard, so in order to practice that, you can use a band, or my favorite way is negatives, like with just the negative pull-ups, but negative dips are also a really good way to build that strength, because that lean forward is quite intense on the front of the shoulders and the chest. What you can also do is put your feet on the floor and do feet-assisted ones. So I'll pop a little video here showing what I mean, but instead of the full intensity of your whole body weight, you can just pop your feet on the floor to help you get used to that forward lean, because believe me, if you're a complete beginner, doing feet-assisted is going to be enough intensity. I'm going to just do regular dips. I'm going to go for 10 reps, and on that last rep, I'm just going to really push up as tall as I can and just hold it there, just to increase that intensity a little bit. And again, I'm training my scapula to stay down. My scapulas always rise up whenever I do anything, and so by doing that push down at the end, again, I'm really just strengthening my ability to keep my scapula down. Hard. Okay. Those dips killed me. Next up, I'm going to do elevated pike push-ups, and I'm just going to use this little elevation here. The good thing about elevated pike push-ups is, I guess, once you've mastered your pike push-ups on the floor, you can then go to elevated, but you don't have to go straight to like a huge box. You can work your way up in small increments. And the same goes for lots of different calisthenics exercises, actually. There's always like the in between each progression, if that makes sense. And then the form is also a progression, so you can do the form not bad, but in like an adjusted way, and then once you actually get the form correct, that's the progression that you've made. So there's, like I was saying at the beginning, there's not always like a linear progress here. There's not like a really easy way to be like, I did this many reps last week, I've done this many, because you won't be able to progress that quickly in between each like progression. Using mini progressions in between is the way forward. So for the elevated pike push-up, a good form regression would be to straddle the legs. So on here I've got this tiny little platform to put my feet on, but I will show you after what I mean by straddling the legs. Remember, the pike push-up is it's like the first step towards doing a handstand push-up. So I see a lot of people doing pike push-ups where their head comes in line with the hands, and I mean, you know, it will strengthen your shoulders, but if you're using it as a starting point for your handstand push-up, you really need to be coming forward. You'll see when I did that then, my head was coming in front of my hands. I was kind of making a triangle shape with my hands and my head. It's a lot harder. But when you do a handstand push-up, freestanding without a wall and everything, that's what you need to do, is come forward and then back up. And you'll notice when I push up in the pike push-up, I am pushing fully elevated, which will be into that handstand position. Okay, and let me show you what I mean by straddling the legs as well. So just literally having the legs here with the hands. You might want to go just like slightly wider than you would for like a normal handstand. I find that when I do my handstand push-ups, I do have a slightly wider grip there. And I want to try and come up as tall as I can and then I'm going to really lean forward. And it's the same as the dip, where you want the elbow to stay above the wrist. You don't want to be doing this and collapsing backwards. You really want to be going forward. So you initiate the movement with a slight forward lean, and then really come forward into the front of the shoulders. Okay, I've got 2 more sets here, and then we're almost done. Oh god. Anyone else just listening to Sabrina Carpenter non-stop? Because I am. Oh, this is a bit dark. Can you see me? Okay, is that better? Oh, there we go. Oh, another hack, or another... It's not even a hack, I don't know why I'm calling it hack. It's just a tip. Like, make sure you're resting long enough in between sets. On those pike push-ups then, in between set 1 and 2, I didn't rest long enough, and set 2 almost killed me. Rested a little bit longer, set 3 was lovely. So just remember that. Give yourself enough rest time. You know, this is not like 30 seconds rest and go again. Remember, like, with calisthenics, it's a lot of, everything is basically a compound movement, so it's really hard on the body. So you want to make sure you're having minimum 1 minute rest, and to take your time with it, because it's all about, I guess, quality over quantity. We're just going to finish off with everybody's least favorite exercise, which is going to be pike compressions. Okay, so I'm going to try and do 10 on each leg. And I'm going to start with my right leg because it's my weakest, and then move to my left. And please don't laugh at how bad these are, because I cannot lift them very high at all. You really don't want to be leaning back when you're doing your compressions. The whole point is to compress here at the hip. And this is going to be really strengthening. You'll feel like cramp in your quads. So it's hip flexors, quads, and a little bit of abs as well. Okay. Let's go. 9, 10. Okay, I'm already seeing a bit of improvement there from doing them the last couple of weeks, so that's quite nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, left leg is not so bad either. I could probably do more, but like I said, with the pull-ups, I don't want to just like max out on the first set, because I know set 2 and 3 are going to feel a lot harder. If you find that you can't even lift one leg off the floor, hold on to one leg and lift there. That's going to be more beneficial than leaning back and lifting, because we're still in that compressed position, but it is a lot easier than having the full lean forward and both hands forward. Like I said, these are all things that I see most commonly in the Cali Club. So if you don't know, the Cali Club is my 6-month membership program. It's a progressive program and also a community group. There's 3 levels to it, so each group has its own level. And what I try and encourage people to do is, in the group, send in videos of them doing their drills or their skill work, or if they have any questions. And then in that group is where I give away all the information such as this. So everyone's following the same program, so sometimes people need a little adjustment based on where they're currently at. So even though it's a generic program, you're kind of getting that extra kind of like coaching, but without the coaching price tag. After the 6 months are up, you have access to that program forever. So basically, if you don't work through at the pace, you know, there's 3 sessions a week and it progresses as you go through, but you're going to have access to that forever. So it may take you, you know, the first few weeks may be really, really hard for you, and you want to repeat those sessions a few more times. So it's not just a, you know, strict 6-month program. It's just, I've spread it over 6 months so that I don't bombard the information all in one go. So yeah, let's do another set here. Okay, I'm going to do one more set, then I'm done. And yeah, I guess we'll debrief when I get home. Change my mind, I'm not going to debrief when I get home because I won't do it. So let's just end the video here. I'm going to do a nice stretch now before I go home, and actually, oh no, I'm going to do a little bit of cardio and then I'm going to stretch. Oh, but I've actually really enjoyed doing this mic'd up session. It's not as embarrassing as I thought it would be. The gym's gone nice and quiet now, even though it was quite busy when I first got here. But if you found this useful, if you want to see more of these, please let me know in the comments. And as I said, there will be all the info about the Cali Club down in the description below, as well as I have just some one-off guides and programs that might be of interest to you. So I'll pop all the information down below. Thank you for watching, and I really am going to try and do this a little bit more often. So if there's anything you want to see, please put it in the comments, give me ideas, because my creativity is at an all-time low at the moment. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.